RedBull Racing has undeniably been F1's top team for the past 2.5 years after comfortably claiming the last 2 Constructors' Championships and winning the last 3 Drivers' Championships with their talisman, Max Verstappen. Despite being just 26 years old, the Dutchman has now been with the team for 8 years. In this time, he has managed to accumulate 61 Grand Prix wins, putting him third on the all-time list behind 7-time world champions Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher. Red Bull has the best driver on the grid, and in 2022, they showed just how important they believe he is by offering him a bumper 5-year contract extension, keeping him with the squad until the end of 2028 season. While that means Red Bull is set in terms of a number 1 driver, their second driver position is now a hot topic, and not for the first time in recent history. Sergio Perez, whose F1 career was arguably saved by Red Bull after he was dropped by Racing Point, has been in the second seat since the start of the team's current successful period in 2021. He signed a 2-year contract extension at the start of June. However, there is much speculation that the Mexican won't be with the team by the end of the season, let alone in 2026. In today's video, we are going to take a look at Red Bull's second driver mess and how it could realistically prevent the team from becoming world champions this year. If you're enjoying this deep dive into F1 drama, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. While Perez has arguably underperformed for most of his time with Red Bull, the issue has now come to the forefront due to the team no longer having a dominant car. This relative drop in car performance has seen Verstappen head into the summer break without a win in the last 4 Grand Prix, something which hasn't happened since the end of the 2020 season. It has also allowed 7 different drivers to win races this year, the most in a single season for over a decade. The wins have come from Verstappen, both Mercedes drivers, both Ferrari drivers, and both McLaren drivers, with Perez yet to stand on the top step of the podium in 2024. Perez has failed to finish in the top 6 in the 8 races since May's Miami Grand Prix. This period included a decision to offer Sergio a new contract, a decision now questioned by many fans as it could conceivably cost them the Constructors' title, which is key as it determines how F1's prize money is allocated. McLaren's improvement, which has seen the team have a driver on the podium in every race since April's Chinese Grand Prix and allowed both of their drivers to claim their maiden Grand Prix victories, has closed the gap between them and Red Bull in these standings. McLaren's turnaround and Red Bull's regression mean the Papaya team are now the favourites to win the Constructors' Championship with bookmakers, mainly due to Norris and Piastri regularly outscoring Perez. This second seat weakness has been a problem for the team ever since Daniel Ricciardo chose to leave for Renault back in 2019. Back then, Red Bull brought in Pierre Gasly, who had previously driven for their junior team Toro Rosso to partner Verstappen. However, he only lasted 12 races before being demoted during the summer break. Gasly failed to finish on the podium in any of his Red Bull races and switched seats with Alex Albon, who was in his rookie season and only had 5 months of F1 experience under his belt. In the second half of the year, Albon finished in the top 6 in 8 of his 9 races with the top team, impressing them enough to retain the seats for the 2020 season. In his first full year with Red Bull, Albon managed to pick up 2 podiums, but finished 109 points behind Verstappen and was dropped in favour of Perez at the end of the year. Checo finished 4th in his first season with the team, 3rd in his second, and as the runner-up to Verstappen last year. During his first 3 seasons with Red Bull, he managed to win 5 races, picking up 1 win in 2021, before taking 2 victories in both 2022 and 2023. All of his Red Bull wins have come at street circuits, which could be part of the reason why the team has reportedly chosen to keep him in the seat for the time being. The Azerbaijan and Singapore Grand Prix, where Perez has scored 3 of his 5 wins with the team, are coming up shortly after the summer break. In a recent speech with team members, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner said that Sergio would remain in his seat for the upcoming races and that they were looking forward to seeing him perform at tracks he has previously excelled at after the summer break. That quite makes it clear that Perez is under pressure to perform at the street races where he has previously done well if he wants a long-term future with the team. If he fails to do so, the team has the choice of VCARB driver Daniel Ricciardo, who picked up 7 wins in his previous stints with Red Bull, and his teammate Yuki Tsunoda, who has clearly improved over the last few years. They could also opt to give the seemingly cursed seat to their reserve driver Liam Lawson, who impressively scored points during his 5-race stint as a substitute driver for AlphaTauri last year. Many fans believe that any of these 3 drivers could do a better job than Perez, who mostly recently fell from 2nd on the grid to finish in 7th at the Belgian Grand Prix. Perez has likely been given a stay of execution by the team, who need him to improve if they want to retain the team's title. While Red Bull may be focusing on immediate gains, they need to consider a more strategic approach to find a driver who can consistently secure podium finishes and effectively support Verstappen in the long term. If you found this analysis interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to F1 Aficionado for more F1 insights and updates. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay notified of our latest videos.